So this video is going to be in two parts, okay? It's going to do the first 10 questions. So the first question asks you to find the area of this kite. So just simply count the squares. And when you count the whole squares and then put together bits of squares, you get 12 square centimetres. Just have a look at that. There's 12 squares in that. Ascending order means going from smallest to biggest. Smallest to biggest. So go for the coldest, -11, then next, -8, -6, -3, -1. Much warmer is it? It's 3 degrees warmer. What's the difference between these two places? 10. Do not write -10. The difference just means how far apart they are. There's 10 between them. Okay, so they're asking for the midpoint here. You can either draw a line between them and you'll see the midpoint is there, or you can write down the two coordinates. Then you add the x numbers and you get -2 divided by 2 is -1. Add the two y numbers, 0 and 4, divide by 2, you get 2. And you get the same point, -1, 2, -1, 2. So either draw it or do the numbers. You have a pie chart here, already drawn, and they just ask which is the most used. Obviously it's oil, it's the biggest piece, okay? I'm going to come back to measuring this later. Next part of this question, they ask, he thinks that 3/4 of the energy comes from oil and gas. So you go back to the pie chart and you see that's 42 and 34.5. You add them together and you get 74.5, which is almost 75%. So he is right because 75% is 3/4. Complete this statement, it's a little bit harder. You take these two numbers from the pie chart, 5.8 for renewables and 17.7 for electricity. So you can see them there. Now, it says about. If you see the word about, it means round off. So you round them off to 6 and 18. You can either cancel it yourself or you can put it in the calculator, and that is 1/3. So that number is 3. This one tells you 70 million altogether. So if you want the missing number, you take all of these away from 70 million and you get 3.1 million. She thinks the population is more than 10% of the total. Well, first of all, you add them and you get 6.5. And then you work out 10% is 7. And then you realise that this is less than it's supposed to be. She say no, she's not right because it is less. Okay. Number 6. This is a full turn diagram. So you take 360, take away 75, 285. Name the quadrilateral with rotational symmetry order 2. It's parallelogram. Square has 4, kite has none, trapezium has none, parallelogram has 2. It's when it spins around and it looks the same. This is a volume question. 4 times 6 times 3, 72. Then they ask about the top. So the top is 6 across 3 wide. 6 across 3 wide is 6 add 3 add 6 add 3, 18. Perimeter is the distance around. This one is your median, I think. So what you do is you put them in order from smallest to biggest. Then this time there are 2 in the middle. And you should be able to see that 292 is halfway through. If you don't, add them and divide by 2. 292. Which is going to be affected by this manager, only the manager getting an increase. Well, the median is still going to be the same 2 numbers in the middle. It's not going to be affected. The mode is not going to be affected because it's still the most popular is 300. The range will be affected because the biggest number is bigger, and the mean will be affected because when you add them all together, you'll get a different number. So the two answers, median and mode, will not be affected. Okay, number 8. Think of a number, do 2 things. So you want to see what you started with, do the opposite. Take away 1 and multiply, divide by 3. You get 9. Same thing again, do the opposite. Multiply by 4, then add 1. The answer is 13. Prime numbers between 60 and 70, 61 and 67. You need to know your prime numbers. Square numbers and a cube number. Well, the square number, 8 times 8 is 64. Cube number, 4 times 4 times 4 is also 64. So 64 is the one that can be both. Decimal, just either put in your calculator or do 3 divided by 8, 0.375. This one, 9 as a percentage of 16, 9 out of 16. So write it as a fraction and change times by 100, change to a percentage. 56.25. Number 10. So the cost of a bike is B. So if it's reduced by 30, you are subtracting 30 from the price. So that's B, take away 30. That's it. That's the answer. This one, half price means divide by 2. So you take the price and you divide by 2. You could possibly write H divide by 2, but they want to see that you know this divide by line. So then the next one, 4 bikes will be 4B, take away 120. Just take the price and multiply them by 4. 4 helmets will be 2H, because basically if they're half price, you get 2 for 1. So 2H. Put those two expressions together. 4B plus 2H minus 120. Solve this equation. So remember, when you're solving, do the opposite. So take away 4, first of all. Divide by 5, second of all, y equals 4. Packaging for a toothpaste. Start by getting the volume of that box, 320. Get the volume of the big box. Just multiply the 3 numbers. You get 47,040. He wants to fit 150 of the small ones into the big one. So see how much space he needs. 320 times 150 is 48,000. So you can see that he doesn't have enough space in the big box. So you just say, no, it's a bit too small. Right, do 13. Just stop at 15. This is a two-way table. So you can see you got some of the numbers and you just have to start like 2 because 3 take away 1. 13 because 21 take away 8. Then when you get that one, you can get that one, then you can get that one, and that one. They ask how many male care assistants can work weekends. So these ones and these ones can work weekends. That's 7. Phone bill, he pays $18.99 a month plus 5.8 per minute. So he always pays this and then plus his minutes. His minutes this time are 22.33, but that's pennies. So change it to pounds and then add the two numbers together. 41.32. So I'll stop at 15. So this question is an isosceles triangle. And you remember isosceles triangle, they add up inside to 180. And these two bottom ones will have to be the same. So work out the size of x. So you start with 180 and take away your 70. And then you divide it in half for these two at the bottom. So both at the bottom are 55. So you might want to write 55 in there as well. Work out the y. Well, this is a straight line. If you just forget about the triangle, cover it up if you want to. That's 180. Take away 55 is 125. So y is 125. Okay.